everyone, and I say respectfully, always be yourself with no misintentions. Today's currently September 17th, 2025. My content is not for everyone, and I say respectfully, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. Always be yourself with no misintentions. We all don't dibble dabble with spell work. We all don't dibble and dabble with send our neighbor the evil eye. We all don't have hate and jealousy and envy in our vein. No, it's straight on me, goddamn it. My cat's about us. Okay. Always be yourself with no misintentions. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine respect. To the genuine ones with no misintentions, I truly hope all is well in your end. And I truly hope that you continue to heal regardless to who gave up on you, overlooked you during your journey. They know I love you, respect you, protect you. You matter and you're worthy. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I'm now your genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a loved one due to someone's insecurity, due to someone having jealousy or hate or envy within them, or due to someone not wanting to see someone elevate and prosper in life. And I say that respectfully, how folks will walk into your life to pretend they actually invest into your time and day. Got so much excuse to try to blackmail you with ill intentions, project this forward in a toxic way, want you to be uncomfortable in your own skin, all because you understood balance when it comes to hold on 1 second, going within regardless of keeping poverty and pain. No mother or father or loved one should lose a loved one or a child due to someone's insecurity, the lack of knowledge at the end of the day, because they don't know how to love themselves. Everybody's healing journey process is not the same, but you are worthy at the end of the day, and I say respectfully, my content is not for everyone. Protect your energy, protect you and your family, and stay out of trouble and stop the violence. No, and the chick on me, goddamn it. My cousin might. Okay. Entertainment purpose only. No, ever shaked on me, God darn it. You ever been minding your business with the minding your business? No, ever shaked over me. You ever been one of them kids at the end of the day when you was growing up, how folks decided to call you the ugly one. You the one that got big feet. It's the train thrower for me. I can't stand your bougie ass. Ha! What you mean? No, but real, you ever came across one of them people that just like to bully you just for that little personal reason they had to gather up with folks to understand that, hold on 1 second, they was truly not grown? Ever change on me, let on walk aloud. You ever had one of them kids in the day, them badass kids around the neighborhood wanted to bully you? And only read the hold on 1 second. You become an adult. No, ever trade off for me. Hello. You become an adult with them become an adult. They see you outside in person and shit. They all buy themselves or whatever the case may be. Oh. That's you? Oh. I saw your videos or two, whatever the case may be, but I didn't really know if that was you. I had to ask the green line between the green line around the hood, is that you at the end of the day? No, for real. I'm so sorry for bullying you. Fuck you. No, that Jay told me. A motherfucker will bully you at the end of the day and think you're supposed to forget what they did to you. No, listen, I'm still holding on to that pain. It's a trait on me, but I held on. It's a trait on me because I would never look at you the same. You ever started talking to somebody at the end of the day? Somebody new. And only was it made you so uncomfortable how you had to be true to yourself. When you find out they family member is the one who bullied you, it breaks my heart. I really started fucking liking you too, you son of a bitch. What the fuck? No, but real. Down to the mammy and all types of shit. Talking about you like a bad habit. Like, goddamn. I was just at every function at the end of the day. It the strength on me, and I wasn't even fucking there. No, the strength over me. Only to find out, hold on 1 second. This motherfucker trying to figure out their mental. So you the one that they be talking about during the holiday times? Oh, is that bad? What the fuck? No, the trade don't be. When you realize that you start liking somebody, but then you realize, hold on 1 second, I ain't like you like that. No, the trade don't be. Have a good day. No, because you ain't gonna talk about me like a no fucking dog. Because all they want to do is be in your goddamn business. I don't got time for me do me wrong. You ever been minding your business? You ever dealt with somebody at the end of the day, but didn't deal with them, but it was just only in your head? No, that's a change of me. You ever had that crush when you was a kid or whatever the case may be? And they never gave you time and day because, they was part of the hate crew or whatever the case may be that talked about you like a bad habit. No, that's a change over me. Only to realize Y'all get on a train together and they don't even know it's you. No, ever change of it. You thought you fell in love all over again, but hold on 1 second. Your feeling was true. I love myself not to tell my life. This motherfucker starts to politic, but you try to have small talk and shit before they get off the motherfucking train or whatever case me. This motherfucker gonna say, well, you know what? How you doing today? You look new around here, whatever case me. I never saw you in the area before. First of all, you starting off all wrong. I know who the fuck you is, but you just don't know who I am. No, the truth of me. Cause this son of a bitch started to say, you know what? You mind us exchanging numbers? Only for us to hold on 1 second. This motherfucker had to remember childhood real quick and fast. I'm so sorry, like, for what I did to you as a child. No, the trade on me. Would you see me smile again? No, the trade though for me. Because the motherfucker was so sad with them being sad as to what they done did to you as a child and they. And y'all adults, grown as adults. You matured, able to hold a conversation and shit, but this motherfucker feel like, oh my God. You know what? I gotta be careful and mindful how I really treat people, because you really was a good person. I always wanted to tell you that. You ever had one of them bullies at the end of the day that wanted to be on your side, but they couldn't because at the end of the day, they had to continue with the lies? No, and the truth of me, that be the worst piece of shit of people at the end of the day. No, for real, for real. Maybe one day they may change their life around. Hopefully, I hope they do. No, and the truth of me. But when they become grown-ass adults, still act like high school grown-ass adults, didn't they? What the fuck wrong with you people? It's a trait though for me. Bully, bully, bully. Can't you see? I grew up. Hold on 1 second. But you didn't mature. I'm not here to respect that my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I may not be entertaining to the average person, but my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. He wanted you to be a crash out, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. I was on G-O-D side. Hold on 1 second. Far from a hater, trying to ruin my reputation. You're trying to ruin my reputation. I wasn't seeking revenge when I understood elevation. That energy is different. Potential. I love myself, not to dim my light. I may not make sense to the average person, but being authentic truly bothered your mental health. Getting discouraged? Nah. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. Stay in your lane, neighbor. It be this train of thought for me how folks will try to project pain. Put you in competition, only was to hold on 1 second, they endure their own pain. That wasn't a good time and frame at the end of the day. Trying to antagonize somebody to get out of character, but they was far from a crash because they didn't have to wild out, project the spoke in a toxic way. It made you feel so comfortable in your skin. You had to gang up with folks at the end of different tax bracket just to gang stalk somebody, project the spell work in a toxic way to make someone feel insecure. Well, hold on 1 second because they understood unconditional love started within. So once we have potential become their best self vision of themselves to understand their intuition. We may not come from the same hood, but I still knew how to respect my neighbor. Understood at the end of the day, we don't pray the same. I didn't have to pretend to be authentic. It be the train of thought for me how I was praying for my neighbor, not against them. But they were sending me the evil eye. But my soul was never for sale when I was still keeping it real. How folks do things for likes and views and clout chasing or fame, trying to discourage an innocent person because they understood overcoming pain. Still being patient with time and day. You may get lost in your words, but hold on 1 second, God didn't discourage you. We all don't pray the same. I love myself not to dim my light. I love myself not to dim my light. Far from a crash out, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Far from a crash out, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. They try to play you close, not to see you grow. They try to play you close, not to see you elevate, 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 neighbor. Hold on 1 second, was never competition, neighbor. Far from a hater. No support at all was God's love. They would never understand that God was sweet stepping for you, love. The energy is different when it comes to maturing, outgrowing old. You have to get physical. You overcame obstacles, can't relate to why they try to portray you at the end of the day, to discourage you, try to humiliate you, try to dig up your past. But you understand to take accountability for your actions and that you wasn't running from when it comes to maturing, your past. They was paying folks in different area codes, trying to discourage you all because you truly woke. Never get discouraged. Your soul was never for sale when you truly keeping it real. Hold on 1 second. Well, they said it was mentally unstable, but God also protecting your mental health. Showing you at the end that you don't have to be a crash out when God shows you balance. And when it comes to knowledge, at the end of the day, going within, unconditional love hits different. Say, I love myself not to dim my light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. We not the same neighbor. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I may not make sense to the average person, but I wasn't trying to fit in when it come to find a peace within. Folks see that you could maintain a smile. God wasn't trying to kick you down when God would discourage you. No, that's what they wanted you to do. They wanted you to worship their God, But I worship the good God with no misintention because God wasn't discouraging me when it came to my point of view, allowing myself to love myself, to understand rainy days, that energy is different when it comes to hold on a second, overcoming pain. That energy is different because we all don't pray the same. Someone would send you the evil lie, only was to hold on a second. The lies that they had to tell they couldn't keep up with. Trying to kick an innocent person down because they couldn't relate to your religion. It'd be the train of thought for me. My soul wasn't for sale. You ever repeated yourself to someone at the end of the day? Only for God to show up for you, to show you the right people that was truly for you, and you had to repeat yourself another day because they was truly woke to see you grow. The energy is different. How the devil will send you spell work in a toxic way. They plan on the plot to go against you. Your left eye start jumping. That hold on 1 second. God didn't make a mistake when God allows you to pray to go with them. When God's protecting your crown, they would never understand that you was far from being emotionally unstable. When God was allowing you to smile, God was protecting your crown at the end of the day. The angel is different. They would never understand elevation is different. Even when you don't make sense to them. Go on with them. Love yourself to better yourself. Love yourself, yeah, to better yourself. It was G-O-D. Loving yourself to better yourself. It was the right, the left, the foot. They would never understand unconditional love. It started within when God truly showed you miracles. The hand is just different. All you wanted to do was find peace within. It's going to bother certain folks mental if at the end of the day, they got to strategize to pretend to play you close when they say that you truly not grown. They play you close to see that you're not woke. They play you close and paint you out to be the villain of their story. They try to distract you, try to humiliate you in the most toxic way. Because everybody's vocabulary the same when it comes to hold on 1 second. I'm willing to heal trauma and pain. It was never for likes, views, of clout, chasing, or fame. How the enemy would try to test you, try to distract you with your next door neighbor, different tax bracket, throwing spoke in a toxic way. They doing all of this. Chaos and confusion, spell work. But God was really showing you, hold on 1 second, you putting that work in. Because healing trauma and pain is not an overnight process. Far from pretending when they try to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. At the end of the day, you're speaking up for yourself. You're usually keeping it real. I put everything in my heavenly mother, Father, God's hand. Because when God restored me, at the end of the day, they would never understand God's plan. The hand's just different. You know, no mother or father or loved one should lose a child because someone got jealousy and hate or envy. Or someone trying to size their baby up because someone's trying to take their baby out to be a mental patient at the end of the day because they want their baby to be discouraged in a toxic way, or because that baby found balance when it comes to overcoming trauma and pain, regardless that mother or father poured into that baby that day. Days when they couldn't see, it'd be the train of thought for me. How you want the right people to actually respect your child, not to pretend to play them close, not to see them grow. You know, when it comes to maturity, I may not make sense to the average person, but you'd be so surprised who be pretending. Sending the evil lie and project the spell work in a toxic way. Only was the hold on 1 second that come to me spell actually was working. But God saw what you was doing but right to left. And I said it respectfully when that child of God walked through that door that day. You know, when that child of God prays to go within, they don't worship the devil. They was far from pretending. They asked God to reveal the devil on the enemy. You would never understand the end of the day. It was truly a gift. Only was a hold on 1 second. You was the curse to yourself when you truly had to pretend. No, ever trade though. My content, all right. That's okay. Entertainment purposes only. I'm not your genuine respect that my content is not for everyone. You ever been big sing within the day and started talking to someone new? And not only you started talking to someone new, but you started talking to someone so new at the end of the day, you don't talk to people. No, it's a shade over me. You ever went out to an event at the end of the day? And for everybody like, hey, what's going on? I ain't seen you in a long time. Only about to hold on 1 second. I didn't sign up for this bullshit. No, Evan changed over me. Who else don't you not know? Evan changed over me. You ever realize the person that you start dating know everybody that you used to know and part of your chapters, what the case may be? Like, I don't know what they told you about me today, but that was in my present day. Or let alone they lying, what the case may be. I don't give a fuck, but it's changed over me. A motherfucker will walk up to you and it's, you done healed or the case may be. A motherfucker will walk up to you like that. Remember that day you was mad, pissy, drunk? No, Evan changed over me. All right, what's the problem? And the motherfucker got jokes for days. Like, it was supposed to be so embarrassing, but hold on 1 second. When you outgrow the old, that maturity is different. Holding a conversation when it comes to, hold on 1 second, my reflection. You couldn't understand my existence when it comes to my future. I was pouring into me when you overlooked me. You tried to humiliate me, but God did not allow me to see what you was trying to do that day. Because I wasn't trying to lose me. That's what you want me to do. Evan trade off of me. You know when God truly puts these bifocals on you? That ain't just different. God truly shows you elevation is different. Growth, outgrowing the old, something that you wasn't running from. That energy is different. You know how to take accountability for your actions. It was days that you may be embarrassed at certain moments in your life, but hold on 1 second, you was far from pretending. Didn't have to wear a mask to be authentic. Pouring into you, that unconditional love is different. You know, regardless if you're in a new relationship or not, certain individuals try to humiliate you, disrespect you. But when you're in a part of your life when it comes to a healthy light with God indoor within you, it's just certain distractions that can't stop, like shortchange you. Even you get lost in your words. Because one thing you never had to do was run from your past. And one thing you never did was run from he say, she say. And one thing you never was running from was self. Because when you don't run from self, you understand growth. When you don't run from self, you understand unconditional love. When you don't run from self, you understand the hold on 1 second, I am worthy. My soul was never for sale when God allowed me to love me. You know, we all don't pray to the same God. And I say that respectfully. But when the right people walk into your life, they're not projecting spark on you. They're not doing come to me spells. They're not sending you the evil eye. They're not trying to energy harvest off your energy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. I love to talk about love. I'm Naya, genuine respect. No ever change on me. Love is real, love is one of a kind. With the right one truly for you. It was not more so that you was truly fine. But that introduction is different of someone truly valuing your time. Someone sees you, hears you, hold on 1 second. They truly willing to value that time. To rewind, to hold on 1 second. Someone truly remind themselves as the hold on 1 second, it wasn't pointless conversations. Someone truly allow themselves to really truly heal. Someone will truly walk into a step of their life when they actually understood those shoes that day, that hold on 1 second. You ever got lost in your words? Someone truly gave you butterflies, they know how to express yourself, but only as a hold on 1 second. You didn't have to do a do-over when the right person walks into your life. You didn't have to express yourself because someone truly knew how to treat you right. Someone knew that you went through trauma and pain. They was willing to see you, hear you, respect you. They wasn't saying that you slow, stupid, or retarded at the end of the day. You know, because they knew that you was truly mature. They know at the end of the day that you may get lost in your words, but hold on 1 second, those words hits different, but you're not hurting yourself another day. That energy is different. That interaction is different. Imagine expressing to yourself to the right person that was actually didn't have to pretend to love you the right way. It wasn't lust, it wasn't mind manipulation games. How someone truly focused the end of the day when it comes to their future, they wanted you to be by their side. When they brought you balance, they acknowledge your worth. Hold on 1 second. Someone's truly willing to love you. You know, you got sick. It was days when you couldn't see. Someone didn't have to pretend. The switching up, hold on 1 second, that wasn't a vocabulary. Someone sees you, hears you, respects you. Someone loves you, truly pour into you. Someone truly showing you at the end of the day that hold on 1 second, I'm willing to bring peace into your life, not to make things complicated. Someone bringing peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. Wow. It came a step, 1-2 step with God because you truly finally prayed at the end of the day. Only realize that God never overlooked you when it came to that prayer. How miracles can truly do happen. How miracles can truly do happen. Even if you got a speech problem at the end of the day, the love of your life didn't have to kick you down. They don't have a hand problem and do you wrong. They wasn't sending spell work towards you. They wasn't energy harvested off your energy. They wasn't projecting lust at the end of the day. They didn't have to pretend to love you. You gained the love and a best friend, a business partner. How someone was truly cheering you on up close to person behind closed doors. That really hits different. How God allowed you to see that someone could truly love you. And someone actually mean what they said at the end of the day. To be faithful to you. To be genuine to you. To respect you. To be loyal to you. You know, not everybody's walk of life ain't the same. But someone didn't have to pretend when that mother or father accepted you into their household that day. Not only did the mother and father feel safe, but they were safe to know at the end of the day, that baby girl, that baby boy that they raised, someone truly shows up for them every single day, and they had to switch up to project pain. That child must have endured so much pain, unhealthy relationships, a journey that was real, but who would have knew that the love of their life would make things uncomplicated? That hinge is different when it comes to overcoming growth. You know, pain, trauma, they would never understand at the end of the day. And especially if you never experienced it at the end of the day. They say fairy tales ain't real, but someone could truly show you why you weathered in that storm at the end of the day when it comes to that testimony. I may not make sense to the average person, and everybody doesn't pray the same, but who would have knew that true love will allow you to feel so comfortable in your own skin and it wasn't insecurity problems? You know, because that day when someone fumbled you, disrespected you, put their hands on you, made you feel uncomfortable, you know, the lies, the projection at the end of the day. The third-party conversations when they was trying to seek revenge on you, trying to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially at the end of the day. Finally, someone walks into your life. Show you why they fulfill those shoes when it comes to being comfortable in your own skin. Someone truly loving you. And they didn't have to apply the mind manipulation games when God truly allowed you to see why two hearts can truly rely on each other to go within. Someone emotionally stable, the energy is different. Imagine walking into someone's life and they never switched up on you, regardless of the trauma and pain that you endured at the end of the day. I may say at the end of the day a lot, but when the right person walks into your life, trust and believe they hear you a lot. No, and the change, I mean, only thing is self and intentions. You know, they will laugh at your corny jokes. They'll love your swag that God endured within you because it was authentic. That's how they actually was able to communicate with you. You was being yourself. You never switched up. Something that someone didn't have to pay for at the end of the day because you can't buy true love. That is just different when it comes to growth and maturing. You know, someone didn't have to project spell work. They didn't have to go to this witch, that war, like that terror, that karmic at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. They didn't. To love you. Imagine always having a beautiful heart, but certain folks in your journey try to fumble you. No, they did that day. They tried to humble you. They disrespected you, made you feel like you wasn't worthy. They didn't protect you. But you always still had a heart and never switched up. Regardless of the obstacles that you overcame, regardless of folks who sent it spoken in a toxic way. They was trying to discourage you in different communities, send you the evil lie, playing with beauty magic, making sure they dim your light when it comes to your finances. Because you know everybody's walk of life ain't the same. You know, gang stalking is real to your household. You will never understand the pain. You know, when the right person walks into your life, regardless if you're in your spirituality or not, or regardless of how far you are along in your healing journey, when the right person walks into your life, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. You can never buy true love. You can't. Any money in the world, and I say this respectfully, because when someone truly is invested into your time and day, it starts within. You can't fake it at the end of the day. Materialistic things, they come and they go. But taking time back at the end of the day, those moments become God's special moments because this is someone that you finally prayed for and they came into your life in another chapter when you least expected, when God was pointing in the right direction, even when the devil or the enemy try to stop you, try to discourage you. You know, because the devil or the enemy, they will project spell to make sure that that relationship don't work out. The devil or the enemy don't mind their tax bracket. They would send spell towards you and the love of your life so that union won't ever come together. But when divine timing actually knows how to work out, especially when you step in with God, the energy is different. You went the wrong direction when it came to elevation. Loving somebody, actually pouring into them because you wanted to have your cake and eat it too. But you was tired of pretending, hurting yourself. You wasn't trying to see yourself in an ER, hurting yourself, let alone hurting the love of your life that was truly investing into your time and they actually pouring into you. I'm on a different type of chapter and I say this respectfully. But true love at the end of the day, it's not a third-party conversation, especially when you said I do. I don't mean no disrespect. Because when you truly love somebody, regardless if you say I do or not, you're not trying to hurt them. You're not trying to get them to be in the mindset of being in the ER, or let alone putting them in the mindset of having heart failure because of the fact that you didn't understand elevation is different. Being on the same team, growing together. My content is not for everyone. When you're in a healthy relationship, you're not looking to third parties. You're not looking at someone else at the end of the day because the person that you truly fell in love with, that's the only person that you see. And it only just gets better with the next chapter because y'all both pouring into each other. They said no relationship is perfect, but when you have the right person that walks into your life, that growth hits different when it comes to motivation. I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes, views, and clout chasing or fame. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me 7/31/2005. Your voice does matter when someone threatens your life, that your voice doesn't matter. And you didn't have to take someone's kindness because you know how to respect your neighbor, regardless of their tax bracket. Folks will shadow ban you, gang stalk you, hack your devices, your emails, tamper with your phone calls, make sure that they blackmail you against you. They tamper with your mail. If it's not directly to you at the end of the day. You're watching me within watch me. I'm just saying how gang stalking actually is. It's just a train of thought for me. How you don't have to say someone's name at the end of the day for someone to make an assumption that you're already talking about them. Now, in the chat, hello, it tells a whole lot about yourself. How when it comes to gang stalking, and an innocent person doesn't have to do anything to someone at the end of the day, or because someone is truly pursuing a life dream of choosing themselves or pouring into themselves, they say God not real because someone's trying to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, or trying to send someone chaos, confusion, spell work towards them, or trying to stop someone from elevating or going into a healthy relationship, or is trying to stop somebody from going into a healthy job when it comes to their future. How this type of stuff actually happens. Gang stalking is real to your household, and I say respectfully. How individuals will hack your emails, your accounts, your devices. They will have conversations with individuals and blackmail you as if you was part of that conversation. They will even put you part of contracts that you was never even part of. And then try to blackmail you against you to make money off you or to paint you out to be something you're truly not. And then they will create a scene at the end of the day to take pictures of you and blackmail you against you and say that that was you that day that was doing this or doing that because folks got controlling issues. My content is not for everybody. You know, there are decent men and women, regardless if they came from poverty and pain or not, that knows how to respect their neighbor with no intentions. That doesn't send their neighbors spell work or doesn't energy harvest their neighbor's energy. If they're not forced some at the end of the day, they continue with their life and move forward. They don't gather with the hate train and kick their neighbor down. They don't gather up with folks to send spell work towards somebody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say respectfully, they say real recognize real, but you got to be careful when you use that word real. I wasn't talking about ruling the devil at the end of the day, but you saw that you was truly mentally ill. When I kept talking about God, it disturbed your peace. You tried to humiliate me, but at the end of the day, I understood peace, to find within, because God brought me balance. I bothered your mental health, so you tried to antagonize me, get out of character, but I was far from a crash out. I may not make sense to the average person, but practice at the end of the day makes perfect. They would never understand your intuition, being authentic. I'm far from a copycat, never signed your contract. Even when you try to blackmail me against me at the end of the day, to use my own documentation up against me. You know, they said get your life together regardless of where you are in your journey. And when you start choosing yourself to take those proper steps, they can't wait to try to humiliate you. They can't wait to just kick you down. They can't wait to disrespect you. They can't wait to maintain a frown. But when God brings you balance and restores you, regardless of what the devil or the enemy is sending you spoke towards you at the end of the day, those rainy days was real going within. It was never for likes and views of cloud chasing of fame when God allowed you to see why you truly went within. I don't worship the devil. I don't project spoke on my neighbor. I don't energy harvest of my neighbor's energy. I don't gang stalk my neighbors. And I do not hack my neighbor's devices. And I don't have to destiny type with nobody. And I say respectfully, my content is not for everyone. How you have your next door neighbor at the end of the day projecting spoke towards you, then man tags bracket. How someone will pay them to watch you, and then when you speak up for yourself, they quickly tell you that you're mentally unstable. Hello, the math ain't added up. Hello, you jackass. Why you following me for? Why you watching me? You know, did this person come in yet? No, ever trained off of me. Did they leave out the laundromat yet? No, ever trained off of me. Oh, they on their way to the mall. Oh, they going to the phone store too? Ever trained off of me. How when you go into the phone store, you gotta be mindful and wise who you're dealing with, and I say respectfully, and especially the community that you live in. It doesn't matter if it's a new community or not. How folks will know people that work in certain phone stores, grocery stores, you put a name in your book, even the banks will try to use your documentations, even hack your devices just to blackmail you against you. You just bought a whole brand new phone. You just went to purchase groceries, or the case may be, only to find out the stuff that you purchased in the day, someone decided to dibble and dabble and put that over your food, or someone decided to take your personal information at the end of the day and use it as their personal use to hack you and watch your every move and monitor everything that you got going on in your life. How that type of stuff actually happens. And then they try to paint you out to be mentally unstable. It should be no reason why you're using a device and your device is doing unnormal things at the end of the day when it's a brand new device. It's a train of thought for me. How gang stalking is real. You don't have to know somebody or not for someone to gang stalk you. Regardless if you have me shadow banned or not, I would never hurt myself regardless if you're trying to blackmail me using my own documentation against me. Regardless, we trying to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy, harvest off my energy, or even project spell work towards me, or send me the evil lie. I will never hurt myself. I put everything in my heavenly mother, Father God's hands, and I do not live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You know, when God reveals the devil alone, the enemy to you, that ain't just different. We ain't the same anymore. I'm far from a hater. Leave me alone. It's a train thought for me. You ain't gotta bother someone for them to project spell work on you. Going within would truly bother their unconditional love. They didn't know how to go within to understand. Hold on 1 second. We was on the same page. I truly knew how to love. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community, stop the violence in the community. We may not pray the same, but when God sends the right people into your life, regardless if they came from poverty or pain or not, or regardless of where they are in their healing journey or their spiritual journey in the day, they're not projecting spark on you. They're not energy harvesting off your energy. They're not sending you the evil lie. They don't have to try to blackmail you against you to see you woke, and I say that respectfully. Because they truly being authentic because they fall from a hate. We ain't the same, neighbor. No, that's a cheto. When you're not for somebody, just stay your own goddamn lane. No, it's a cheto for me. How folks try to rob you or plot to rob you at the end of the day and then try to paint you the immensely unstable, all because you speak up for yourself in the most healthiest way. How folks with energy harvest off your energy, and then when you speak up for yourself in a healthy way, they will sit there and say that you're mentally unstable. It's a train of thought for me. Never feel wrong for speaking up for yourself because your voice does matter. Even when the devil tries to shortchange you, even when the enemy tries to test you. But when God restores you, that energy is different. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say it respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, I give it from my heavenly mother, my heavenly Father God. And when it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. Regardless who's in the background, what next door neighbor, any tax bracket trying to blackmail me against me. I work alone when it comes to my creativity, and I always have since day one. My content is not for everyone. And I say respectfully. It's not a crime to be yourself with no malicious intentions. We are all not the same. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. Today is currently September 17th, 2025. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm far from an addict and I'm far from a sex worker, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me against me. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. You could disrespect me all day long. It's a train of thought for me. You don't have to know somebody for them to disrespect you. It's not a crime to give someone 6 feet apart. It's not a crime to say thank you and no thank you to someone. Someone's so quick to call you bold, you think you better than somebody. They don't even know you at the end of the day. But they quit to send spell work in a toxic way. Energy harvesting off your energy, but you don't see what they doing behind closed doors. Now, God will build the devil, love on the enemy, most toxic way. They toxic traits. How folks send spell work through music. It be the train of thought for me. How they send music to each other just to set you up. All because of the fact that you understood growth. Hold on 1 second. They try to dim your light. They said nobody gonna hear your voice when you treating yourself right. I'm Naya, genuine respect. Protect your energy, protecting your family, and stop the trauma. Stay out of trouble. Humanity worthy. God was known for likes and views of cloud chasing of fame. I may not make sense to the average person, but I'm far from a hater neighbor, regardless of your tax bracket. No, ever check on me. No, for real, for real. Because the individual, right, they will watch you for months and weeks at a time and try to outdo you better than you. It's only one you. Being authentic would truly bother someone's mental health. They will say that you got potential at the end of the day, but they don't want to see you grow. They will hack your devices, paying folks in different tax brackets to discourage you. But hold on 1 second, you was far from being humiliated when you understood unconditional love started within. You didn't have to double and doubt with sport to go take for tack with somebody when they had to pay that tarot reader, that karmic, that warlock, that witch, that doctor at the end of the day. You just put it in God's hands. That energy is different. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. We all out here don't play with sport. My content is not for everybody. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I will never hurt myself or my peers around me, regardless of how old they are. And I say that respectfully. When God sends right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. Folks try to blackmail you to paint you out to be the villain in their story, but never give up on yourself, and I say respectfully. You're mad and you're worthy. I'm Naya, genuine respect. Peace and respect, neighbors, little ones. Humanity, don't dim your light. God, go, neighbor, don't dim your light. Always be yourself, and I say respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine respect. I never gave nobody permission to make money off of me or use my personal information as their personal use at the end of the day. And I never gave nobody permission to be behind what they're doing right now when it comes to my creativity. And I say that respectfully, how they would try to blackmail you or paint you to be mentally unstable or crazy, whatever the case may be, because they're behind the scenes controlling what they're doing at the end of the day. I don't live in fear and I would never hurt myself. And I say respectfully, I'm not your genuine respect, and my content is not for everybody. Thank you for your time.